Hello, my name is Laurent Grasso, and I would like to introduce you my project at the Jeonnam Museum. We have 4 different rooms with a first room of introduction. The first room is a kind of mix of different references to the 3 other projects. So we have 4 chapters. Each room is connected with a film installation. In the second room, we have this project Solar Wind. So the project is a kind of radiation. You can see the light and the animation again on the other artwork. The other artwork is a new series called Future Herbarium. It's an imaginary herbarium of the future. I try again to use the aesthetic of the 18th century. I created different kind of mutation for the flowers that you can see. They are flowers of the future, post-disaster flowers. And you have the same series with these sculptures that you can see in the middle of the room. And you have this little boy with a double flower in his hand. It's another series of work where I use the appearance of my son Marcel, and I had each year another element of my own work. So you can see this sculpture in each room and always with another sign in his hand. So this first room, Solar Wind, is a kind of connection with the waves, the idea of the invisibility, the idea of a connection and an influence coming not from the earth but coming from the space toward this series of painting and this sculpture. You have also some sound, and this sound is like the animation. The sound is composed from the data, and it's a kind of online and real-time transfer from the data to sound and video. For the second room, it's about my project Otto. Otto was a movie I created for the Sydney Biennale, and it's a movie where I had the authorization by collaborating with the local community to film some sacred sites. And the idea of the movie Otto is that these sacred sites are maybe able to generate a kind of radiation, a kind of influence that we could measure one day. So it's a kind of fiction with this idea also of the Schumann waves. In my movie Otto, we use some special cameras, hyperspectral camera, thermal cameras, to visualize the invisible layers of the sacred sites that we can see. We of course also use drone. And the idea is to catch the invisible layers of the real with some different kind of tools. Another sculpture is Argon. Argon is a series of sculpture with a sphere of glass with neon gas inside. What a way to create a work dealing with immateriality, and this is the reason I use gas, and the gas is in this sphere, and you can see it in the darkness. Another sculpture is this electric ray. The idea is again about electricity and invisibility, because these fish are able to provide electricity. So it's a series of sculpture with light inside, and it's in onyx, and it's a specific fish. The other room after is linked with Soleil Noir. Soleil Noir is a project I created for another exhibition, and it was about the ruins of Pompeii and the Stromboli volcano. So the idea was a kind of travel through time and to connect Stromboli. It's still in activity, so we were able to film real activity of the volcano with a drone, and it's in connection with the history of Pompeii. In the same room you can see two works of the series Retroprojection. So Retroprojection is a series of pictures of nature from the 19th century, and they are created with a silver ink. So again, you have this idea of time, of history, and also of invisibility. The artwork disappears sometimes, depending the angle of vision that the viewer can have. Again, in this room, you have another little sculpture, and what I like about the show is also the point of view that you can have from one room to the other room. So you have a kind of perspective, and you have some different colors. So from each room you have a kind of way and a sign from the next room. So this project is very important for me because it's a very good opportunity to show different kind of universe, and this idea of coexisting universe one next to the other is also something really important in my work, because I try to work with different period of time, with different references. I could be inspired by science, by history, by the cinema industry, and by also some strange research more about the invisible, about the alchemy. So this project is a very good opportunity to show different kind of artwork, different film project, and to create a kind of little journey in my work. Again, in my practice, what I try to do is to travel toward the past, but also toward the future, and to be able to tell stories about what we could see in the history and what we will see in the future.